For Murchison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today I would like to inform members of the amazing efforts of a young King Islander who is now on his way to the Olympics. Stewart McSweyn is a distance runner who has made a meteoric rise in the last couple of years and has qualified for the Tokyo Olympics in 3 events. This is rather unique and demonstrates the broad range of his talents. Stewart, or Stewie as he is known, has qualified for the 1500 metres, the 5000 metres and the 10,000 metres, assuming the Olympics actually go ahead in 2021. Whilst this is still unclear, Stewart did say in an interview with Athletics Illustrated in September last year, he said that he hoped the Olympics would go ahead, noting that he would still have to prepare as if they were regardless. Stewart grew up on a beef and sheep farm on King Island, where he would appear to have had an idyllic childhood, mostly spent outdoors with a twin brother, his twin brother Gus, and they would do things together, although they were complete opposites. They are still best mates. They had a nearby beach and golf course and would help on the farm chasing cattle and rounding up the sheep. They probably didn't need a sheepdog. Although his sister Carmen informs me that he wasn't the most dedicated farm worker and he preferred to spend his time running through the paddocks instead. He first started training and racing when he was 12 years old, but didn't start training consistently until he was around the age of 14 or 15. Stewart won a scholarship to attend boarding school in the strong distance running community of Ballarat, Victoria at the age of 13. Being away from home at such a young age helped him to build some resilience, which now enables him to cope with being overseas for up to 5 months a year. Stewart has always had a love of sports, either watching or participating. He played cricket, tennis and AFL up to 14 years old before deciding to concentrate on athletics. He's a fanatical St Kilda supporter as well. He was so excited they made it to the finals this year that he spent the last few months in London waking up at odd hours just to cheer them on. His sister Carmen says that he attributes his passion for sport to his father Scott, who was an Australian weightlifting representative. Stewart also has some strong athletic influences and role models in Ballarat, such as his coach Rod Griffin and other distance greats Collis Birmingham and Brett Robinson. During his teenage years he qualified for nationals and occasionally won a medal. He represented Australia at the World Cross Country Championships in the junior race and then again 2 years later at the World University Games in the 5,000 metre race. In 2015 Stewart was focused on university studies and almost retired from running. He took some time off but missed the sport, and after some encouragement from his coach Nick Bedeau, he returned and has been dedicated to it ever since. Now, 25 years of age, Stewart is currently studying a Bachelor of Secondary Education specialising in PE via distance. He's in his final year. In recent months, Stewart has had some amazing successes internationally. Originally, the steeplechase was his best event, but he has since dropped that and now holds all of the 1500 metre, 3000 metre and 10,000 metre, should be the 5,000 metre I think, and 10,000 metre national records, becoming the first Australian to achieve that feat. In September, he set a new Australian record in a 3,000 metres, at the athletics competition in Rome. His time of 7 minutes and 28 seconds was 4 seconds faster than Craig Mottram's previous record set in Greece 14 years ago. This is a huge achievement for a King Islander, a Tasmanian. Amazingly, Stewart's brilliant season continued when he broke his second Australian record just over a week later in the Diamond League meet in Doha on September 25. In front of empty stands, he produced what can be described as arguably the best and greatest run of his career so far to win the men's 1500 in 3 minutes, 30.51 seconds. I can't even imagine running that fast. Breaking Ryan Gregson's record of 3 minutes 31.06, which has stood for 10 years. Solomon Barega from Ethiopia was a distant second in 3 minutes 32.92 seconds. He attributes his recent success to being able to train hard consistently, to have a good coach in Nick Bedeau, whose style he describes as tough but fair and encouraging, developing athletes to be mentally tough as well as physically tough. And I'm sure you need that mental toughness to keep up the training regime. Stewart will soon be returning to Australia, where he lives with his sister in Melbourne. Mr. President, I'm sure we all wish Stewart all the best in his future. He truly is a champion, and first and foremost a King Islander, a Tasmanian and Australian who I have little doubt will do the state and country proud wherever he sets out to run. Congratulations, Stewart.
Hear, hear.